Well, as many of you know me, I'm one of the face of Damanhur around the world. So I'm one of the, let's say, historical ambassadors of Damanhur, and I had the pleasure here in Croatia in 2001 to start all the project that brought us to have the Damanhur Center Tele in the city. And tonight we are doing a very special conference because I brought with me two young Damanhurians that they want to become, let's say, like us, like me, like Gnomo and others, let's say, ambassadors of Damanhur. So it's going to be their very, very first time in front of a real public. So I've been spending some time with them to prepare them and to literally, let's say, feel the energy of these three young ones.
Thank you very much. And so thank you very much again to be here with us. You are very busy, I know. So the topic tonight is there a need for a spiritual guide? So we are talking about eventually about two different options to encourage, to talk about an individual spiritual path, or to talk about a spiritual path when we have a guide, when we have a master. I think that many people that are connected with us tonight, they know very well that we had a master, Falco Tarassaco. He's passed away in 2013. But in the same time, maybe we have the occasion to talk about many more different aspects about the relationship with a master and the relationship without a master. Crotalo Sesamo, you traveled all around the world for many years. If I remember, from the 2000, you started to travel around the world to be an ambassador, and you have the chance to taste also many other projects, many other different solution masters, people, groups all around the world. So dare me the occasion to say that you are in the same time a Damanhurian in Damanhur, but also a traveler of the world. So with two different points of view that are bringing together in your experience. First of all, I want to ask you about, do you think that it's possible to bring together an individual spiritual path and a path where you are related with a master, with a guide? What do you think about?
Well, I was obviously thinking about this topic today, and obviously thinking about Falco, because I have to admit that, I mean, at least in my heart, he's still alive and he's still with me. And I believe all the Damanhurians, they might feel the same. So, well, we can start from a different point of view. First of all, when we talk about spiritual masters, and in our, let's say, Damanhurian language, we call them star masters, in the true sense that, let's say, the project of the freedom of the mankind, it goes even, let's say, far from the planet Earth. So many times when we are, talking about spiritual masters, we talk about figures that are gone, that they are dead. Okay, so we've been lucky. I mean, me, Gnomo, and many Damanhurians, we are lucky that we've been living at this point the two different dynamic. One very unique, I would say extremely precious, that for me, and I'm sure for many, will be an imprinting my soul for the rest of my lives, is the experience to have an alive master. So a human being like you, sometimes even too similar that you, with all the human aspects, that is alive, that is bringing back knowledge, that is guiding. I would say, I would use the terms mentoring, and I will explain why. When you both are living in the same time, in the same dynamic, in the same experiences. And then now, or at least in this last 10 years, when Falco is not physically here anymore, so the master is gone. So, of course, there is the teaching, Of course, there are the videos. Of course, there are the different books, materials, and etc. But physically, he's not next to you anymore. So living these two dynamic, it is something extremely interesting, challenging for many different aspects. Let's try to bring together some of them. First of all, is what everyone will tell you to improve your life. Doesn't matter if this is about your financial life, if it's about your business life, if it's about any aspect of life. Everyone is telling you, suggesting you to have a mentor. Someone that is better than you in doing what you would love to do. Someone that can show you how to do the things in the best way, in the quickest way, in the most successful way. Well, spiritually speaking, I would say that it's very similar. So we all need a guidance. We all need a teacher. We all need someone that can show you the way, that can help you to accelerate, to achieve what you want to conquer in that way. Obviously, spiritually speaking, we can still talk about the alignment, the metamorphosis as the final step, the spiritualization of the method. But it's true, with a master, it's easier. Well, let me just reframe what I'm saying for easier. Because of course, an example, a testimony, it's an aspect that we find in every initiate path. That means that even what we're doing with these talks, with the conference here in Zagreb, in the teaching in the schools. So we are trying to bring something that is alive, that is true, that is real, that is the testimony of the change that we did in our life. If Damanhur is so successful in attracting so many people, is because people, they feel that what we're teaching, what we're doing, it's a real experience. It is not fake. It is not reading the page of a book. It is based on real experience that we've been crossing in our life. So the master is this, is a testimony, is a benchmark, if I can use these terms, is, let's say, the point of reference in which you want to be the same, is the example that is pulling you to be better, to change, to transform the part that you need to do. Now, unfortunately, not everyone is living the figure of the master in the same way. What I'm talking that generally speaking, and this is part of our Western way of thinking, of our Western society, we are looking to, in a way, forget about us in the relationship between us and the master. What I'm talking. One of the very first important elements to transform is to use the last divine power, the free will, okay? The power of our choices. This is one of the fundamental of the Damanhur research. But we always say that with the free will, with the choices, there is immediately another element that is definitely combined. It's called responsibility. That means that when I choose, when I do something, when I take action, I'm becoming responsible of that action. Is that true? Great.
Correct.
Now, unfortunately, responsibility, it's one of the secret ingredients that will change so much our world. Why? Because people very easily, they forget about their responsibility, or they demand the responsibility. They give their responsibility to someone else. What I'm trying to tell you is that often I'm observing, and as Gnomo was saying, I've been lucky. I've been traveling really not only all over the world, but also meeting groups, spiritual figures, interesting personalities that definitely they have, you know, something more than just, let's say, interesting people. But I've been observing the relationship between them and, you know, the public, or let's say the students. And the relationship often it's to forget about you, or let's say to forget that you are responsible of your action. So in a way, The master is the one that has to tell you how to drink, how to eat, how to dress, who to marry, which kind of job to do, what to do, what not to do, where to go, where not to go. So
yes,
the way in which I'm taking out my responsibility, because it's not me that is choosing what job, which person, which color of my dress, but is the master. So if something is going wrong, oh, it's not my fault. It's master's fault. Oh,
yes,
if this is not working, it's not me. It's master fault. So the dynamic is becoming, if I can say, similar to the dynamic of a child with their parents. Of course, when we've been child, so the responsibility of our life was in our parents' hands. Daddy, mommy. So whatever was happening, daddy or mommy, they've been always there. They've been choosing for us what is best for us. So no responsibility, great. That is what, unfortunately, even if we grow up physically in the age, we are trying to repeat. So in a way, many people are not looking for a master, are not looking for someone that is going to accelerate their process of transformation, that are going to push or pull them to change their limit or their fears or their ego. But they're literally looking for another daddy or another mom. So someone that will choose for them what is right for their life. Okay, this is not obviously a healthy spiritual relationship. And believe me, is what a spiritual master will never, ever want from you. That's the reason why Falco very often told us, teach us, push us until the point of not return. And the point of no return could be very easy, is being his death. So yes. I'm not going to be there anymore. Guys, now you are on your own. So what he's been preparing, teaching us for a long time, to a certain point of your spiritual growth, to find your inner master. It's a specific step. It doesn't come immediately. I cannot tell you in how many months or minutes or hours it's coming, because again, it's like when we feel ready. Okay, I feel ready, but then nothing happened. What it means? I'm still not ready, because when I'm ready, things are going to happen. The master, it's coming when the student is ready. It's absolutely true. And I'm also absolutely true that you are here tonight, today, for a specific reason. You're following us because you are ready to listen, to learn something from us. I don't know what, but I'm sure there is a reason. So every master will never try to create, a dependence between the students and the master. So Falco is been really pushing us to remember that there is a specific point in which you don't need the mentor anymore. You don't need the master anymore, at least not the one outside. You have to find it inside of yourself. You have to recognize that signs, that feelings, that intuition, that memory, that whatever that is gonna be your guidance, that is going to be your inner master, that is going to be manifested, telling you that's the right way, maybe not that one. Or I have to behave in a certain way because I have an ethic, because I have values, because I give significance to my action in life, and not anymore because it's comfortable, it's making my ego to be polished or whatever. For us, the Damanhurians, and I'm sure Gnomo can testimony his process as the process of every one of us. Well, the path of Falco is being the point of not return. That means, okay, guys, that's the moment. There's the moment in which that we like it or not like it, that we believe it or not believe it, we are mature. We are ready to go for the path in which the master is going to be found inside of yourself. and not anymore outside. That's the reason why we believe that we all have a little piece of Falco inside. And it's that little piece that we have the responsibility, let's say, as senior of this Damanhur path, to then, let's say, not only transmit, but give the meaning, the feeling of the Falco's teaching also for who today it's coming by Damanhur, is meeting Damanhur, but doesn't have the chance to meet Falco in person anymore. So we have to be the ones that are going to represent him.
Yes.
But just another little piece, but not less important. The path of Falco means also that today we are also responsible for his mission. That has been always our collective mission, the mission of Damanhur, the mission of the freedom of this planet, the mission to achieve the divine project that I'm sure if you didn't hear before in the talks, you're going to hear in the new future talks. So we are also responsible for a piece of the big, huge responsibility that Falco was carrying on in his shoulder for such a long time.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. You actually anticipated part of my last question, so we'll come back in what's next after Falco. But I want to show a very short video that was strongly related with your what you were talking about now. This is an interview from Keith Busha, an American director that gave in 2007 one documentary about Damanhur with a very long interview with Falco. I chosen two little pieces, and one of these pieces it's strongly related, Crotalo, what you were talking about.
Is it a drivable car without you?
Damanhur è una macchina che può guidarsi senza di te?
Sicuramente sì. È già nata così, con l'idea chiara nel primo giorno che io potessi essere sempre sostituibile. Tant'è vero che io spesso non ci sono, le persone sono totalmente autonome, ogni parte di Damanhur può funzionare per conto proprio, ma è lì che è lì la dimostrazione. Una società è sana solo in questo caso, non può essere il clone di qualcuno, se poi manca questa persona, c'è solo quella specie, c'è solo quella rappresentanza, sarebbe contrario ai principi stessi della vita e di quello che si vuol fare.
For the people, we do not prepare nothing, so it was very synchronic. There's a short video I chosen because for me it was very important also to listen to the Falco idea about that. I can also repeat what Crotalo says, that Falco from the very beginning of Damanhur started to talk about what's next, when I will be in some other place, and when I will leave Damanhur, when I will leave the planet, because in this case, we are not only talking about the teaching of a master, but we are also talking about the project. And the project, very long project, that is not started with the Damanhur here in Italy in 1975. It's a very, very long project. And also is a project that is sending a lot of messages to the future of humanity. You started talking about stars. Master of the stars, so maybe the vision is larger, and so when we talk about the master, we have to talk about many things. So not only a person, not only something outside us, but also inside us, and how to discover that. I want to enter a little bit more of Crotalo in your story, because we are friends. We are right in Damanhur in the same period, so we know a lot of things about each other. I remember a very funny story, funny for me, I don't know for you, story about something that happened in Austria in one occasion when you have the occasion to go with Falco in Austria to do seminars and classes, and with a room full of people, in a hall full of people waiting for Falco for a class, where Falco asked you to go to the class and teach suddenly, so without any preparation. Can you talk a little bit more about that situation, too?
You remember very well a lot of things about me. Looks like we're really for a long time. Well, again, I can start with a metaphor, and the metaphor that Falco was using very often about a good master and not really a master. I don't even want to say about master is that a not very good master will tell you the direction, where to go, the building, which ring to
to push,
the name of the guy, and what to say. This is what a very bad master will tell you to do. A good master will tell you, oh, maybe the direction is that one. Easy peasy.
Stop.
So you have to find the way, the building, what to ring, the right name, what to say, and etc. So this is the difference between, someone that is teaching you instead of someone that is creating, in a way, a dependence between you and him. So the Falco's teaching, mostly for us, exposing to the world, he's been very much like this. So you go and you do, no matter what. I mean, I was actually doing this example with these 3 young Damanhurians, that they're lucky that they have us, that we are telling us, oh, don't do this because then you're going to have, this issue, or avoid that because, or because in a way we've been prepared from the field. And what Gnomo was telling is one of the situations. It's not the only one, by the way.
It's not the only one, of course.
It's not absolutely the only one, because I love so much my Falco that he really brought me in so many pleasant situations. Like the one that I have to correct was not Austria, it was Switzerland. It was in
Switzerland.
It was in Basel. Actually,
Basel.
one of the very last time that I've been able to bring Falco outside of Damanhur, because the last years for Falco was really, really important to stay and to teach in Damanhur. But by the way, we went into these huge events at the Basel, let's say, exposition there. So, conference room for 2,500 people, and 3 days like this. And then the last days, is almost lunchtime. We have the speech at 2:30 and says, oh, well, Crotalo, I'm sorry. I have to go. But there is still, a conference to do. You do it for me, because I'm sorry, I cannot really stay. And he ran.
So he left.
I was literally in front of 2,500 people. That is still, my biggest crowd in all my life, and I was absolutely terrified by the situation, because I had a translator in German that was not a Damanhurian, so I was to be sure with the video behind and with all these people and the responsibility to represent Falco. And okay, I did it. I have to say that it went also pretty well. Obviously, it's been a moment in which, of course, I could or give up, because say, this is insane. I will never do something like that. I'm going to pee in my pants. Forget about me. Sorry for it, but it was really like this. Or to say, okay, I have an occasion. My master is putting me in a situation that is obviously super uncomfortable for me, but there is something. There is something that I can learn. There's something that I can accelerate. There's something that is really, really to trigger a transformation inside of myself. And this, I believe, is the strongest feelings that we all, close to Falco or not, we felt when we been brought in situation apparently insane or not logic or absolutely risky. Why? Because this is the only way truly to learn something. What it means to learn. It means that I can live an experience. I can choose to live an experience, okay? Or like in this case, I didn't choose. Of course, I could choose to deny that, but I choose even if I was brought into this situation. Now, I've been living this experience and I could learn something or learning nothing. Which is the difference? When I learn when in that experience that my master, my mentor, my guidance brought me in, if that experience is going to affect me, it's going to affect my thoughts, my behavior, my way of acting, using my free will in the future. Or I might not learn anything. I might just gonna stop to do conferences because it's gonna be so terrifying. And that's it. So living an experience is not a guarantee, but is an opportunity to truly modify something in your system. Personally, and it's funny that you asked me that, Gnomo, because this was exactly the example that I did with our 3 new guys. I've been talking about the same exactly situation, say, guys, when is the moment, when is you've been calling, you have to take the risk, you have to do the action, you have to do the step. If you really want to change your life, transforming yourself and accelerating all of this. And for me, this is still a reference point that I'm often bringing as an example, as something that is really truly changed me. It's been truly helping me then in all the challenging situations that I had in my life, with or without Falco, because I knew that I could do it. I knew that I could success in that situation. I knew that I could go beyond my limit. And this is one of the most important things that every spiritual master is teaching you. Always bring the benchmark a little bit further. Always go beyond the limits, because the limit is only here. And it's not just a metaphor, it's not just a way to say, it is true. We are the first limit for everything. So a master is always putting you to think bigger, to have a dream in front of you, to put you in situations that are absolutely out of your comfort zone, because it's outside of our comfort zone, of our habits, that we can find the new limit, the new point that is going to be the next one that you're going to go beyond. So in this, a spiritual master is an amazing teacher to help you in that.
Yes, thank you. I just received one question from email from a person that is following the live. These people ask to Crotalo because often Mary, she says, often a teacher or a master carries within the danger of being in a condition of submission. When someone tells someone else how to live and what to do. So in your experience, how was Falco managed to be a guide, but at the same time to leave everyone the freedom to manage themselves and their choice? I think you already touched a little bit that aspect. Maybe you can add some other point. So the relationship between to guide and not to push people to do something. So the idea of responsibility you were talking about.
But I would say that is always a very invisible border, that one.
Yes.
The border in which, I might feel that I'm under the influence of someone, and then I must do like this. I must behave in that way, instead of what the F, I would love to do something else. I would love to do by myself, or who cares, blah, blah, blah. It's a very thin border. And I would say that this is the border that we are crossing every day of our life. It could be in the front of a master alive, let's say the behavior, the action that then you have to face with him, or let's say in the larger community or in the path that you are following. But there is something that every day you have to confront with yourself, with your values, with the significance of your life. And you know that sometimes you might be brought in situation in which you might override your values, okay? Because it's easier, because it's more comfortable, because it's going to make you feel better, or simply because you like to do it. What is more challenging? Confront something with your master or confront something with yourself? I would say that both of them are challenging, because we know that we're crossing a border that is really linked to our beliefs, to that belief system that is something that we are enriching or rebuilding when we start a spiritual path. Because the belief system normally is being given outside. The society, the religion, the parents, the job, it's telling you what is true, what is not true, what is correct, what is incorrect, what is white, what is black, okay? So we receive from outside the beliefs. But in every spiritual path, doesn't matter which one, not religious one, because also the religions are telling you, hey, what is true, what is not true. In all the others, you have to do one very first fundamental step. Go inside of yourself. Go very, very deep in contact with your soul, with your divine spark, as we call it in Dhamma, and feel your beliefs. Feel it from inside, not receiving from outside. That is the very first step that every spiritual master, every initiate path, every spiritual guidance will bring you. Look inside. And inside, find your values. Inside, find the answer to our three mystical questions. Who I am, from where I'm coming from, and what the heck I'm doing here. Okay, cool. So everyone has been answering this question more or less at least once in a lifetime, but unfortunately or fortunately, the questions, they might come back and you need to give new answers. So what we talk about the belief system is really the guidance of your action, how you want to live your life. You want to live your life in a randomly way of acting, guided by your needs, your ego, what you want to do instead of what maybe the others, respectfully, they will accept, or you're going to live your life guided by values that you feel are your truth, the truth that you find inside of yourself. So every master is representing that truth, the truth that you choose to believe. I'm going to repeat it, that you choose to believe. Yes, because also believing is a choice. So you choose to believe in someone, a spiritual master, that is your mirror. That is the mirror of the values that you have inside of yourself, and the capacity to bring these values in the everyday gesture in your life. So when the master is not outside to reflect it, there's another mirror. Yes, that is divine. That is inside of you. I would say that is not less than the one outside. And this is your consciousness, your inner voice, your good part, that is going to tell you every time that you are going out of these values, then, Crotalo, you know that you're doing something that is not aligned with yourself. So that is the border, that is the guidance that we are following or not in every day of our life. And more you know, more knowledge you have, don't forget, more responsibility you have, because you know that your actions are going to be effective, stronger to the others and to yourself, much more. So you're going to be even more responsible when you know the values of your actions.
So let's say that the power is not in the master. The power is in your choice to believe in someone or something. So it's always in your choice. The power is in the choice and not in the other person. Because maybe this is the mistake. That's the mistake. And I think that Falco always pointed out the difference between to follow him and to follow your own choice. Correct?
No, you touched something very, very important. So that, if you want, is the synthesis of what we've been talking before. So when I give my power to the master, because it's not my responsibility, it's master responsibility to tell you how I live, it can never ended up well.
You can learn.
When I learn, or because the master is mirroring me, or because I'm finally capable to mirror myself, that the power, it's within me. It's the power of my soul, of my divine spark, of that piece of a larger, divinity that in our spiritual physics we call primeval or primordial, that it's seen to the form to, in a way, reawake the divinity inside of the form. We can also describe the enlightenment or the metamorphosis exactly in that way. So when I give up my responsibility, so I'm giving up my power. When I'm taking the responsibility through me, in my action, so I found the real power of manifesting in life. Because that is, if we are divine, we are here to manifest the life that we choose to believe, to manifest, that we choose to believe in our thoughts, in our action, in the every single gesture, choice, in every moment of our lives. That's the secret, that a master, a real master, will always telling you, will always teaching you, will always show you, even when you're going to forget. Because I forget easily. Actually, one of the things that Falco was giving to us is really repeating, I don't want to say the same things over and over, but very often says, well, the ingredients are always the same. I'm trying to cook a new something with a different recipe, but guys, the recipe, the elements are always the same. I'm trying to invent, something new, but it's always, think positive, be responsible, use your power, free will. So at the end, nobody's inventing nothing. It's just trying to present it to you in a way that could be, eventually looks new, but in reality it's not.
He repeated again and again many times that he was always cooking the same soup, but we were feeling that there were different recipes. Yes. So, Crotalo, do we have other 5 minutes to do a small, very short meditation? Because we doesn't talk about that, but when Falco passed away, you were one of the very few people that inherited from Falco the selfing painting techniques. That we are not talking about only techniques, but also secrets. We try to torture Crotalo and the other people, but they never discovered to the other people the secrets of the selfing painting. So I'm joking, but so I want to ask you if you want to guide us in a short meditation to touch a little bit more in practice this inner master we have inside. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. I'm just going to ask you, for how long? 10 minutes, 5 minutes? How?
5 minutes, because I think you have to go.
I will never do it in 5 minutes, but I'm going to do my best.
Okay. You can do 10 minutes.
Perfect. So, Gnomo, do you want that I'm going to share some of the music, or you're going to put some relaxing music just to?
I have no relaxing music.
Okay, so then, okay, perfect, because I see that I can share my music. So while I'm fixing everything, and
Okay.
ask Gnomo now that I'm going to bring the music to also check the level of the sound, just to be sure that it's not going to override my voice. But anyhow, so I'm inviting now everyone to find a very comfortable position. You can stay seated, or if you have the chance, you can also lay down. Why not? Give a moment for yourself, precious moment in which you can really feel every part of you. So let's see, if the sound is loud enough not to cover my voice, or vice versa. I suppose
A little bit lower. Yes.
lower a moment.
Lower.
So, lower again a little bit more. So what about now?
Perfect.
Thank you. Thank you. So, as I said, I'm inviting everyone now to close your eyes. Yes, you can also take off glasses. And you can start to follow the line of your body to become more aware of your body, your position, also the tension that you might feel in your body. You find them, you have them. Just do some little movements that are going to help you to relax. Relax well. Part of you. Like this. Very well. And now, I'm inviting you. Change your breathing. Start breathing that is deep and slow. Deep and slow. And do that inhaling from your nose. Exhaling with your mouth well open. While you inhale, imagine to bring new energy, strength for you. Today, for this moment. When you exhale, imagine to let go Let go of your stress, fatigue, all the fixed thoughts. Breathe. After breath, bring your attention side of yourself in the center of you, wherever you feel your center. And it's there. You can see. You can feel light. The light, the center of you is pulsating. It's calling you. Center of yourself. Self. Here. Now. Are in the light. Are the light. And you feel so good. Because it's here. You can find all of your answers, all of your needs, all the questions, and all the answers to them. Here that you can find the truth of yourself. Here you can feel inner master. You can find this place. You can find the answers. You can find your master. Every time you want. Every time you're gonna need it. Just have to go listen to you. Find I will do it. Right. And from the center, coming back yourself. Here and now. Here and now. Gonna feel better after this experience together. And when you feel ready, your time, and all.
Thank you very much, Crotalo.
Thank you, Gnomo. Thank you for inviting me in this very special occasion.
Yes.
And everyone to been listening us and hopefully to being able to inspire you and to give you a glimpse of how amazing was our spiritual master Falco Tarassaco.
Yes. I want to close our connection, if we have 1 minute more, with a short video. It's a very old interview with Falco from Jeff Merrifield, an author that wrote also 2 books about Damanhur. It's an interview of the 90s where Falco, in a nutshell, described what is Damanhur. So I have found it today. I want to show, to close this beautiful meeting together, this interview.
Well, if Damanhur is to be an innovative element of society, after what we are doing now, we want to manage to conquer time and space in the widest sense. Maybe giving suggestions, ideas that others will be able to pick up in the right way in order to make possible in the next millennium, things that today we can't even imagine. To do so, though, I think that human beings must also change their way of thinking. I have the impression that today, in the world, many people think as if we were still at the beginning of the 1800s. But we are in a new century, in a new millennium even. And maybe Damanhur, as it is able to combine spiritual aspects with technological and material ones, might suggest some suitable answers so that mankind can expand also in space, in the universe, in time.
I think that is a very, very nice way to close. Thank you again, Crotalo. I want to remember that the next appointment will be the next month, the first Saturday, that will be the 8th of July, with a new topic, with a new guest. Thanks again, Crotalo, and good luck for your presentation.
Thank you, Gnomo. Thank you, everyone, to be with us, and see you soon.
See you soon. Bye.
Con voi.